understand it. Don't worry about it. If you try to, just dig into that, you'll be able to understand it. It's not a big deal. No, without entry set, we have print. Somebody was asking that whether we have to use entry set. See here, this is the simplest way to do it. All the things we did, printing the keys, printing the values separately. If you want both the things to be printed, you can do it in this way. Okay, so let me run this. See here, it is printing. Key is 101, value is check, key is 102, value is this. Okay, let's move to the file handling part, and we'll see how to open a file. Okay, I'm referring again these chapters only, and this will be easy for you guys also to refer it so that you will remember how we did it, right? Okay. So file handling part is any programming language. It's more or less same that you have to create a file object and then you can read it very easily. So there is a file class we have. In that you have to import java.io.file, and then you can do all the file handling thing, reading, writing, and everything. Okay. So let's try with, I'm making a new package. File handling demo. And we'll make a new class here. I'm just giving file checks. Okay. Okay. So what to do? It's very simple, that you have to say, you have to make a file object. It's like creating a pointer to your file. You have to import java.io.file, and let me give a proper name. So I'm giving my file. You can give any name. My file. Okay. Now here, how it works is you have to give the path to that file wherever it is present. Okay, wherever it is present. So can I run this program right now? Let's see what will happen. Let's see. Nothing. It's doing nothing. Will it create a new file for me? If, because file name.txt, we did it, but if it is not present, it should show me an error. It's not showing me any error. It's strange, because if this file is not present, it should show me one error that this file is not present, but it's not doing anything. Okay, so we have to understand what it does. Okay, so when you write file is equals to new file, file name dot txt, it should, you have to specify the file name or the directory name. So my belief is, if it is not present, it should create that file. Okay, as of now it has not created it. Did we run this program? Yeah, we ran it. We have to understand that then what this line does. Okay. So there are functions which you can use. So these functions will tell you that one function is exist. So this will give you true or false, whether this file exists or not. So that means if there is a function exists, that means it doesn't create this. Obviously, if it is creating, then why there is a exist function, right? Let's try this. So it's saying that there is a function which will tell you whether this file is present or not. So I'm checking exist. So this exist function will tell me whether this file is present or not. So it's saying me false. That means this function doesn't create a new file. Okay, it doesn't create a new file. What it does actually, it if file is present, it will make an object. Okay, so file is a class, file object we are creating, and this now you can relate with these things. So probably file is a class, this is the object name is equals to new file, means you are creating a new object and you are passing something. So probably the constructor of file class accepts one file path. Okay? It's like this. And these functions exist and all is the functions which is present at file class. Okay? Let's make this files. I'm just giving any name. So I want to give the file name as shopping list. Anything you can give. Shopping list.txt. It should be present in your, so or you can give the whole path, right? I am creating that shopping list.txt. So let's make a shopping list again, like salt, green tea, and food. That's it as of now. Let's save this. So we want to save it at a particular location. I want to save it at our project level. So here we have June batch. Here we will save. So I'm going till this. Just a minute. Oh, we have to go till that part actually. So I'm going see users workspace June batch. Here we will save it. Shopping list dot txt. So let's save it, and yeah, fine. So now let's see what it will say, whether it is exist or not. Earlier it was saying that a particular file is false. So here we have added shopping list at our project level. So I'm running it right now, and it's saying true this time because we have added this file. So I'm not going on different things like can you write it. So there are a lot of functions like get the name of that, get the absolute path. So get absolute path will give you where exactly that file is saved, where exactly that file is saved. That it will give you. Okay. So first question was, can we give the full path? Yes. So you can give the full path wherever in your system the file is present. That also you can give. So probably C colon backslash, whatever desktop, whatever is the full path, absolute path you can give. Okay. Somebody was asking another question. As of now, that is not relevant what you are asking. Mm, created only object. Now it will create a memory allocation in heap memory. Yeah, we have created just the object. Yeah. But in some language, what happens is when you create, you say new file and this provide the file name, it creates that file if it is not present, right? But in Java, it, it doesn't happen. That's why I wanted to show everything like there is an exist function which will check whether that file is exist or not. Okay. Now let's go to the reading. Okay, there is a function. So you can try all these functions with the file. Once you create the file object, you will try with the length or whatever you make directory. I don't know. It will create the directory actually, right? So we are moving to reading and writing. Can we change the path of the file? We cannot change. So actually you are asking, can you move to the copy? Can you move one file to another place, right? Changing the path, that means you want to move it, right? Yeah, that's possible. Obviously, when we are saying file handling, everything is possible. Okay. It's a programming, man. Everything is, whatever you think in your system you can do is possible. Okay. Yeah, yeah, we can do like copy is possible. Yeah, but that's not the objective. Our objective is reading and writing into the files, right? Copying and all these things are DOS command. So you have to learn like how to run DOS command from Java. Somebody is asking like, can I show that how to copy it, right? I'm not sure. So I am giving you one hint that copying is a DOS command, right? It is not a pure Java command to copy one file to another thing, right? If you remember in Unix also or Windows also, in the command prompt, you can write copy source uh, file and the target location. So source files will be copied to the target. So X copy is also another, what we say, another command, X copy. So through Java, what we can do is you can run, you have to check how to run Windows or DOS command through Java. If you search it, you will get the help. And it's a very simple program to do that. Okay. As far as when we say file handling in any programming language, it's not related to copying, moving, and all, right? It's related to the file itself. Okay. For example, reading it, writing it, deleting it, right? That thing. So let's another chapter is here. Create new file. So somebody was saying that if you write create new file, that will create the file, something like this. We are not going into this. We just want to understand how to read and write. We don't use this create new file function. Generally, we don't use it. So there is a function. So for example, here it's like once you make the object and there is a function create new file that will create the file itself, right? If it is not present, it will create. Like we will simply do. So here somebody was asking, can we put the whole path here? You can put it like this. You can give the whole path. So I want to write into the file. Okay. So this is the way to write into the file. For that, you have to use file writer. For that, you have to use file writer. So file has its own, the java.io package has different classes. File writer is one of them to write into the file. And if you want to read the file, then again, that scanner you have to use to read it from the file, right? There's a file reader thing also is there, but as of now in this example, it is not required, but there is a file reader also. Let's see how to write into the file. So you have to use file writer, simple one. And the syntax is also really like very easy one. So I'm just copying this 4 lines, or let me copy the whole thing because try catch is required here, and you will understand why try catch is has been put here. Okay. So I am just commenting this, and our txt file name is actually this one. You have to import, yeah, file writer thing. That's it. Okay, why this IO exception we have to catch? Because when you are writing it into the file, there may be some kind of exception can come, right? Any exception can come in between, like you are writing it and somebody is closing that file, right? And somebody maybe like to overwrite on that file at the same time. So those kind of exception can come in between. So handle, it's better to handle it. So that's why we have written catch IO exception. That's it. It's very simple. File writer, you can give any name. My writer we have given. New file writer and the file name or the path of that file name of a file, sorry. And then it's simply dot write. Dot write will write into your file. Dot write will write into the file. What I'm doing as of now is I have kept open this. Let's see whether it allows to write into a file which is already open. I'm running it. Successfully wrote to the file. Oh, so now it has been changed. See here, it's saying that this file has been modified by another program. Do you want to reload it? So I click yes. If you see here, it has overwritten. It has deleted all the things which was already present, right? So why? Because it starts from the very first column and row, and it does whatever you are writing, file dot write and whatever you're writing, right? So there should be a way to append it. There should be a way to append to the existing file. Somebody is asking, how can we print the text or values which are presented in the file? So that is the file reading. So Altaf, what you are asking is actually reading a file. We'll see that thing. Can we add \n? Yes, you're right. So somebody is saying that, yeah, because it is a string. So anytime you can put uh, \n or n. So I'm putting here \n, or if you want to put \n means you're changing the line in between. You can put \t. So \t means tab. So this time, let's run it again. I'm running this and saying successfully. I refresh it. So see here, 2 times tab here, and lines are changed. So \n is possible. What else? Okay. So this is the way you write it. Now the question is, we want to write in append mode. We want to write the file not from the start. You want to write it in append way. Okay. So basically there are different ways. One way is read it, how many lines are present in your um, this file, and then start writing it. Right? So programmatically, we have to handle that. You have to read first that how many lines are present and skip that line and then start writing it. Okay. Why import is required? Why import to this is required? So when we start writing a program, right, Java doesn't import anything, right? If I'm working on main function, I'm writing some program, right? Simply addition, subtraction, whatever I'm doing, it doesn't. But file writer is a class which is present at IO package. I want to use the functions present at the file writer class. That's why import is required. It's like linking your program with another program. File writer program is already there. We are using file writer class. So we are using write function which is present at file writer class to do our work. That's why import is required. So in C language, if you remember, there is like hash include that conio.h, std.iostream.h, those kind of things. So in the same way, in Java, we include the supporting libraries or classes. Okay, what I was saying is you have to try on your own. Is it's a homework for you guys that write into file from next line. Next line means the content is already there, right? You have to append the content. It should not overwrite it, right? You have to append it. Okay. Another homework is open the Excel sheet and read and write. For that, you have to add jar. That jar name is Apache POI. Find out on your own. Google it. How to read Excel sheet. You will get it, right? But don't just copy paste and like feel happy that you are done, right? Understand it, how it is working, right? And what is the syntax of it, why it is like that. Okay, now we want to read the content of this file. So this was writing it, and if you want to read it, the way is actually you open that file and simply use a buffer reader or some kind of reader. Go till when it has the next line and it will read one by one. Okay. This is through scanner. Is there any buffer reader way? Yeah, it's saying that there are many available classes in Java API that can be used to read and write in the files. There are other ways also. We use file writer. Okay. So see here, file reader is there. File reader I was talking about. To read a file, you can use it. So let's see actually file reader. This is generally what example is given here is generally not used in practical. We use file reader. File reader in Java. You can simply search it. Somebody will give you no, not JavaScript. File reader in Java programming. Okay. Yes. Yeah. So in Java 2 find there is some example that how you can read it. So this is a better way to do this. So it's very simple. File reader fr is equals to new file reader, the file path, and there is a read function. So read function will read the characters one by one. Minus one means until it will reach to the end. it will print it. This is just one way. There is read line function also, I believe. So there should be, it should be in the next chapter. I believe there should be. The buffer writer is there. No, we don't want it. We want buffer reader. Yes, this one. This will read you line by line. Okay, they are reading it again, character by character. But there is a way to read um, it line by line. Yeah, read line is there. This is the way actually. So buffer reader BR is equals to new buffer reader. I'm just checking. Reading data. No, sorry, sorry, sorry. So there is a proper way to read it line by line. This is one way to read from the file. Uh, let me copy this. Then I'll tell you what it is. So now once that is done, I want to read the same file. Okay. For that, we will use file reader that we are importing. And again, you have to give the file name to read what file you want to read. So let me put it like this. Buffer reader. What buffer reader will do is whatever is your content in the file, it will take into the buffer. You can understand in this way. That's why we are adding that buffer reader and passing that file object to the buffer reader object. So buffer reader. Then it's saying that you are reading a file. So there is unhandled exception, file not found exception. So you are saying directly that I want to read a file, right? So what it is saying that you have to handle it, because if it is not present, then what will happen? So these are checked exceptions. This is a compile time exception, not runtime exception. So that's why you have to handle it through try catch or throws declaration. So you can do it like throws file not found exception. If it is not found, it will show me file not found exception. And while IBR.readLine is not one, this is one way. Again, it's saying because while reading, there may be input of output exception can come. So we have added. This is one way to read from the buffer one by one, character, each character. This is one way which I do not recommend. Generally, we read what we say line by line. So see here, it's saying this is through read we have got all the things which is present at that file. There is another way. Let me try right now if I remember. Before so this is one way. Let me comment this. I want to use something else. What I remember is mm, while I can use uh, string my line I'm giving a name string my line colon br dot is it read line is a function, yeah, read line. Then what it is saying, there is some problem here. So it's saying my line cannot be resolved to a string. Okay, it's saying that you cannot do it like this. Let me declare string lines. Okay, and I'll do while br dot read line is not equal to null. So it will go till the end. And then I want to print okay. br dot, what is the function read line will give you? The return type is string, then why it is not, it was not taking it? Let me check it at string x is equals to not colon. Okay, I'm using a wrong keyword. It's for, my bad, my bad. It's like this. It should be like this. Cannot iterate over an array or an instance of java.lang.iterable. So it's saying that you cannot do in this way. So can I write again while? So there is another way with for loop. We'll see that thing. Let's see this first. Is not equal to null. So it's like it's saying read the line until it is not null, and read this and print it. Let's see what will happen. Br dot uh, read line. I believe this is not a good way because it will read the next line. So let me print it so that it will be separated. That what we are doing. Okay, let's run this. It's printing null. Successfully wrote to the file, and then it is printing null. Why I know? Because it was trying to read a file, but first line it checked, and then second line we came. Can I print directly br.read line? Let me try it. So what I'm doing, system.out.println directly br.read line. Okay, this way I think it will at least print first line. Yeah, see here, it is printing that line. So this is wrong. The way we have written while br dot read line is not equal to null is wrong. Okay, there should be a way. So let's check br dot read line example Java. Yeah, so it's saying there is one example. This is the way we were doing in. So this is the way actually. Equal to sign. I was putting, my bad. I was putting colon every time. So actually it should be like this. So we have to declare lines, not this lines here. So this is the way, and I want to print all the lines one by one. So what it is doing, that it is reading the line, then it is putting that line to a string, and we are checking until it will become null. So null, when it will become null, when it will reach to the last line. It's like this. It will run, it will now print it. Okay. Now if you see, it is printing it, all the things. Let's put something explicitly. Let's put something explicitly. Hi, next line somewhere. I'm putting hello. I am learning Java, something like this. Let's, uh, because it will overwrite it to file writer. I am commenting this part also because we just want to read the content which is present in this file. So let's run this program. I'm running it, and see here, it is printing all the content of that file. So let's understand again a little bit. This is just 4-line code to read a file. First, you have to declare file reader object, which file you want to read. Then you have to create buffer reader object, and you have to pass the which file reader object you have created so that it will come into the buffer reader. Now you have to iterate it through buffer reader. So to iterate to the buffer reader, the simple thing is br.readline. So br.readline function reads one line. the start line. If you again write br dot read line, it will read the second line. If you again write br dot read line, it will read the third line. So what we are doing is, while in the while loop, we are saying, okay, do br dot read line again and again, and put it into the a string, right? You can give any name. I have given lines, right? And do until it will become null. It's like this. And then what we are doing is we are printing that line one by one. So in this way, we read the file.